Alistair Scott.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker.
Tēnā koe.
Mr. Speaker, we all are either immigrants in this country or descendants of immigrants, whether we can track our ancestry to the Waka or to the sailing boats in the early part of the 1800s, whether we're from Europe descent or of Chinese descent, sir. Because that's how long the Chinese have been in this country, Mr. Speaker, for more than 200 years. And I think it's a disgrace that the Labor Party have picked out people with Chinese-sounding names and blaming that group of Kiwis for a housing shortage. It is a disgrace, playing the race card, picking on a group of people that have been here for hundreds of years. Perhaps, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the stats, in fact, the people who are buying more houses in... I'll tell you the truth, people who are buying houses in Auckland look more like Mr. Twyford. The people in Auckland who are buying houses are white, are male. I would be betting. That's where I'd be putting my money on it, Mr. Speaker. They will be people who have chosen to live in Auckland. They will be people who have moved perhaps from Christchurch, bringing their tools of trade, and will be working on the large, that they may not be moving from a very desirable place, lots of work going on, and going to Auckland for work. These are the people that are going to be moving to Auckland. And more recently, sir, in this generation, we've had Australians, Americans, Somalians, Afghanis, Filipinos, all coming and choosing to live in New Zealand. And they bring the skills and the finance. They contribute to our economy. They create jobs, they pay taxes, and they are welcome. Mr. Speaker, in the Wairarapa, we have chefs, teachers, movie producers, winemakers, all recent immigrants, all contributing to the local economy. Mr. Speaker, new immigrants will now find it easier to come to Masterton to set up home because this government has given a greater number of credits to those who apply to live in New Zealand away from Auckland. And this is fantastic for the regions, Mr. Speaker. Now, sir, the dairy sector is going through a rough patch. Mr. Speaker, I can assure you, though, the sky is not falling in. Sheep and beef are they have good days and bad days. The wine industry has had good days and bad days. Kiwi fruit industry has had bad days and good days. There are swings and roundabouts. And the sanctimony from the other side, treating people like they're idiots, is just not appreciated. People who are in business understand that there are risks. People understand that there are commodity cycles. People understand that there will be good years and that there will be less good years. Mr. Speaker, it is important for the government that they create a framework for business people to operate, not tell them how to operate, not to subsidise their business, but to create a framework so that they can operate within their business. So that's why for the agricultural sector, we do not, and we have not put the agricultural sector in the ETS, as opposed to the opposition who would suggest that. We have not committed, there is no capital gains tax, as has been flip-flopped around with the Labor Party. There is no water tax or anti-irrigation theme, which is what the opposition are promoting. There is, I can assure you, a strong research and development in the Primary Growth Partnership Program, which is all about agriculture and primary production. And, Mr. Speaker, last but not least, we do support free trade agreements. We want our products to be sold throughout the world and open up markets for our primary producers. That is the solution to increasing jobs, increasing wealth for all New Zealanders. Mr. Speaker, the government for the dairy sector recently has announced an investment, if you like, of $500,000 to support mental health in the rural sector. That is something that the government can do and has done. More than 100 rural-focused mental health practitioners, which is very much appreciated by the rural sector. Mr. Speaker, having a diversified, resilient economy enables us to invest in the future, and I'm pleased to continue to support this government in the things that they do for the rural sector.